In this segment, we're going to talk about snare drum rolls. There are two different types of snare drum rolls: the multiple bounce or buzz roll and the double stroke roll. To produce a multiple bounce, you'll apply pressure at the fulcrum. Let the stick hit the drum and then apply pressure to create the multiple bounce. The fulcrum is what creates the multiple bounce, so you want to be very careful about how much pressure you're applying at the fulcrum. If you apply too much pressure, then your buzz will be very short and choked, which will create a very inconsistent buzz roll sound. But if you don't apply enough pressure at the fulcrum, then you won't achieve the multiple bounce. What you want to work towards is a consistent, long, sustained buzz sound in each hand, separately. When you're able to produce a long, sustained sound in each hand separately, then you can put the two hands together. What you want to listen for is an overlap in the buzz sound so that the sound is always consistent and that there's no gaps in the sound. A good way to practice this is an exercise called 4 and 4. You'll play 4 rebound strokes and then 4 buzz strokes, alternating. Over time, you can speed it up, but the most important thing is to stay in a consistent tempo and to get a long, sustained sound from each buzz stroke. It takes a long time to work up to the point where you can play a long, sustained buzz roll or multiple bounce roll. So be patient and remember that the most important thing is to stay relaxed in the wrist. All the pressure comes from the fulcrum. It's important to remember that a great multiple bounce roll is not achieved by moving the hands quickly. A common problem with younger students is that they want to get a buzz roll early on by moving the hands really, really quickly. But unless you're able to create a great buzz sound at a slow tempo, then you'll never be able to get a long, smooth, consistent buzz roll. You'll use a double stroke roll in your high school marching band. Typically, you won't use a double stroke roll in a concert setting, although if you're playing a march in your concert band, you'll use a double stroke roll then. To achieve a double bounce, you apply pressure at the fulcrum, and you'll get 2 notes out of 1 stroke. Now, again, you'll have to regulate the pressure. If you squeeze too much, then you won't get 2 notes out. But if you don't squeeze enough, then you won't get a double bounce. To practice your double stroke, you can try doing 4 rebound strokes and then 4 double bounces. Practice in front of a mirror and make sure that the motion is the same between the rebound and the double bounce. The difference is you get 2 notes out of the double bounce and only 1 note out of the rebound. When you're comfortable doing double bounces with each hand independently, then you're ready to put the 2 hands together. A good exercise for this is called 4 and 4. You play 4 rebound strokes and 4 double bounce strokes. A common problem for some students is they'll try and have 2 separate strokes for their double bounce. You only want 1 stroke, which produces a double bounce, as opposed to playing each note with a different stroke. Over time, you can speed up the tempo of your double bounce rolls. Remember that it's about staying relaxed and having a nice, consistent sound. It's not about how fast you're going. Remember that the important thing about developing rolls is starting with each hand independently and then putting the 2 hands together. You've got to start slow and be patient. It takes time to develop a good, even, consistent roll.